Hey everybody, happy Friday.
It's a happy Friday indeed.
And welcome to TGIF San Diego, where we keep you updated on the market, share the latest San Diego buzz, and kick off the weekend together.
Together. That's what it's all about, togetherness.
Sorry we're a little bit late, but we had some friends over this evening, but we've brought it back here to spend the rest of our evening chatting with you all.
Speaking of together, yes, we had friends. They were here in our house.
You think people are surprised by that?
Maybe.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about the real estate market just a very little bit, and then we're going to move on to other more interesting topics to most people, like what's happening in San Diego and things that might be coming up that you might want to enjoy in our fine city.
There you go.
Okay. So we're going to start with Market Minute, which is where you talk about the real estate market for exactly 1 minute. Are you ready?
Yes.
And go.
All right, this week in San Diego real estate, the number of homes for sale plateaued a little bit, although still rising off of the low that we had in early January. Now, it didn't rise as much last week because we had less new listings and slightly less pending sales than pending sales went down slightly less than new listings is what I'm trying to say. So things are okay for buyers in terms of having a little more inventory to choose from, but things are still pretty good for sellers. Looking at interest rates, those were up just a smidge at 6.67%. So that is, again, good news for buyers that rates are down off of the highs of earlier this year, but we really are looking for rates to come down even more, and a lot of people are saying they will. But, you know, we've been saying that for a long time.
A lot of people are saying.
And a lot of people are saying it. Anyway, that's what's happening.
All right. Well, let's see. In other news, animal news, let's talk about animal news.
Animal news.
Okay, let's check in on these eagles again. And it's twilight here in Big Bear. I know you all know what we're talking about. We've been watching these eagles, Jackie and Shadow, bring up their eaglet chicks, which we have 2 now. There used to be 3, and unfortunately now there are 2. But the 2 we have are looking very good. They've been eating a lot and enjoying these warm, newly spring days. Today is day 2 of spring, so happy spring. And I think this is Jackie.
The diurnal equinox.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've been watching this with our friends who were over. That's why, I'm sorry guys, that's why we were late. We had friends over to watch these eagles, but now we're going to watch it with you all who are also our friends, I hope. And now we're setting the sun over the Lake of Big Bear with the eagle. I think that's Jackie, and the eaglets are under there too. They were looking good today.
Getting big.
Eating a bunch of fish.
Oh yeah, we were watching for I don't know, a good hour and a half, and they were just eating a fish the whole time.
Yeah. Both parents, too, coming in and out, helping out, which is amazing because, I mean, these are raptors. They're basically reptiles with feathers, but they're really doing a good job of supporting their young, and almost in a loving way, which you wouldn't think that, you know, birds could do, but
they have instinct.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so it is spring in San Diego, and there's a bunch of stuff you can do to enjoy springtime. Birds are chirping, wildflowers are blooming, sunsets.
Yes, and Padres baseball is coming back.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see if that's in the list here. Things you could do to enjoy the spring in San Diego, and this list could be endless. But here's a couple things: Carlsbad flower fields, well in bloom, ranunculus. Which you don't see a lot of ranunculus in people's yards. I think maybe we should grow some, but I think that's a bulb. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's one of the main fields at the famous Carlsbad flower fields. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Photos at Belmont Park. We're going to circle back to that because it's a momentous occasion for Belmont Park. Drink and dine at SeaWorld. All right. Oh, here you go.
Attend the Padres season opener.
March 27th, which is next Thursday.
My goodness. I can't believe it's already Padres baseball time again.
And I'm not a sports fan, but I always say if you can't root for the home team, get out of the stadium.
Yes.
So I am a Padres fan.
Yes. Well, you're not a sports fan, but the times that you've come to baseball games with me, you've enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm here to root for the home team. So I'm here for the Padres and the Aztecs and any other San Diego teams. So I'm sure we'll be talking a lot more about this later, but for now, next Thursday, season opener, Padres, Atlanta Braves, 1:10 p.m. We're going to see you, Braves, and you better be ready because,
we're bringing the heat this year.
We're bringing it. That's right.
Bringing it.
Yeah. Okay. Local news. Oh, now this is, I know we don't like to get political here, but we're going to have to take a stand here. We're voting on the city of San Diego's next official flower. Now, I feel really strongly that Cleveland sage should be the next official flower.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful flower.
And I'm just going to gloss over this and go to the official voting site on San Diego Bird Alliance, who seems to be running this. You can cast your vote here. Now, here are the contenders. Bladder pod.
No.
Who wants to vote for a bladder pod? No. Bush sunflower. Maybe. Black sage. All right, that's good.
Yeah, that's
California wild rose. Okay. Cleveland sage. That's,
definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful.
Blue-eyed grass. Okay. California buckwheat. Yeah. Also a good choice.
Decent.
Blue elderberry. Okay. So there's a lot of good choices here, and it's hard to pick, but I think that you should call your senators, your Congress folks, whatever you can do to rally for Cleveland sage. We are here for Cleveland sage.
Cleveland sage makes a beautiful flower, and it's a very strong smelling plant.
Yes, keeps away ghosts and bad spirits and, unwanted in-laws and whatever.
You rub Cleveland sage all over yourself, you're going to be safe.
You're going to be good.
Forever.
Yeah. There it seems like some sort of a Google poll here. This looks too. We'll do this later.
Yeah.
We'll do this later. All right. So HappyCityIndex.com has come out with its new list of the happiest cities in the world. Let's see where San Diego ranks, or
Shiny,
if it does rank at all.
cities.
Yeah. And I don't know. You could go into the analysis of how they rank the cities, but I'm just going to trust that they did a good job.
Yes.
So Copenhagen, Denmark, number 1. Zurich, Switzerland. Singapore, some other city in Denmark. Let's find San Diego. So these are the gold cities. I don't see us in the gold cities. Let's go into the silver cities. San Diego, number 34. Okay. Of all the cities in the world. All right.
Well, let me go back and see what the happiest ones are. London, Minneapolis, Adelaide, Australia. Auckland.
How do you pronounce that one in Iceland? I like Iceland.
Reykjavik?
Yeah.
Yeah, Reykjavik.
The people of Iceland, I feel like there's no nonsense there. You're a person of Iceland and you just say it how it is. And,
well, it's cold all the time and they eat a lot of fermented fish, so they're not messing around.
Some fermented fish.
Helsinki, fermented shark, I understand, on a stick. Vancouver, Canada, I could buy that. Rotterdam.
Yeah, I've been to Vancouver and I was fairly happy when I was there for the most part. Yeah.
A lot of good cities on the list.
Yeah.
San Diego being number 34.
Okay.
Right.
Amsterdam, wow, how do we have 2 number 35s? That sort of calls the whole list in the
Bruges and Amsterdam are tied for number 35.
Right. Well, I was happy in Amsterdam. I was happy in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Also, obviously, happy in San Diego.
It's really hard not to be happy in Amsterdam, but all right, cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's move on to stuff that's not as happy.
Oh,
wait, no, hang on. We're gonna have another happy moment. We're gonna talk about Belmont Park.
We're gonna bum you out next time in the next tab, I guess.
Right. Wait for it. It's the 100th anniversary of the Giant Dipper roller coaster. Now, Belmont Park welcomed its first guests on July 4th, 1925, which was
100 years ago.
Almost 100 years ago. Original name, Mission Beach Amusement Center. Okay.
Makes sense.
All right. Now, the Spreckles folks were involved in this somehow. Oh, here's an aerial view of Belmont Park, 1927.
Is there a more perfect name for a sugar baron?
Spreckles?
Yeah.
I don't know. John G. Spreckles, that's a pretty good one.
Spreckle sugar? I don't know.
Also had a hand in Hotel Del, Spreckles Oregon Theater, Lower Otay Dam.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, here is the roller coaster, 1977. That's the good year. That's the year that I was born, right? Lots of other stuff happened. Saturday Night Fever came out. What other stuff happened in 1977?
Alan Parsons Project released Pyramid in 1977. Or no, iRobot.
That's my favorite Alan
iRobot.
Parsons. If you're watching, let us know in the comments, what is your favorite Alan Parsons Project album? We like iRobot, but there's other good choices as well.
Yes.
Okay, 100 years. Okay, so that's awesome. The Giant Dipper, 100 years.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of which Led Zeppelin album came out in 1977.
I'm sure they had one.
They did. And then the Stones too, I'm sure.
A lot of good stuff happened. So there's a new ride at Belmont Park that is coming soon, the Tiki Typhoon. 33 passenger cylinder, high-speed gravity-defying experience for 2 minutes. Now, I really tried to find a video or some other kind of evidence of this online, and they seem to be keeping it pretty tight under wraps. They're not telling us what it looks like or what it is, but it's supposed to happen by Thursday. So if you know any more about it, if you've been on it, let us know. We'll be watching and reporting next week. All right, now are you ready to talk about stuff that's going to bum us out?
I guess so.
Potholes.
Oh.
You ready to talk about potholes? So this story is about potholes along Miramar Road. Here, let's watch this. Oh, I don't have audio set up, and that's fine, but we'll just watch the video of potholes. This is Miramar Road, but you can imagine lots of different places around the city where you can encounter frustrating potholes.
Kearny Mesa Road is probably the worst one I've been on. Kearny Mesa Road is horrible. Horrible. I mean, like, shockingly horrible.
This video isn't really showing very many potholes. It's mostly
Just
showing
this-
car tires and people talking about potholes. That's not that bad of a pothole.
those are pretty good compared to Kearny Mesa Road.
This guy,
He's loving it.
Oh yeah,
He's
the
a tire
sales
guy.
manager of a tire company. All right, well, it doesn't seem like they're going to actually show us potholes.
This
in
is
story.
okay. Well,
That's sort of a pothole.
right. I mean, there were potholes on Kearny Mesa Road. I mean, the potholes have potholes. And it's dangerous, man.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Sometimes if you feel like you need like one of those tanks or something with the...
Well, you're supposed to be watching the road while you're driving, but when they say watch the road, they mean watch other cars. But now you got to not only watch out for other cars, but like today I inadvertently hit 2 potholes, and it's jarring,
Yeah, you
That's
never
a
know when you're going to
pothole,
blow your tire out either.
And it's happened to us.
All right, well, I'm going to go to Google Maps here. Now, let's do pothole of the week. Okay, so I'm going to pick out my favorite pothole.
Okay.
And unfortunately, this is Google Maps. We're a little bit behind the times. So the pothole isn't actually in the Google Maps, but I'm going to show you where my favorite pothole is.
Okay.
So you're getting off the 163.
Balboa, yeah.
Yeah, and you want to turn onto Balboa Avenue. You have to take Mercury Street. So you're getting off 163 and you're turning left onto Mercury and then another left onto Balboa. So let's do a Google Earth right here at this turn I'm talking about. There's a bunch of car stuff here. Yeah, so right here, okay, so whenever they took this picture, it says image captured January 2025, but I don't believe that because there's a huge pothole right here, and it's not even really a pothole, it's like more of a sinkhole. Like just this whole thing here is just a giant basin.
It's gotten worse.
It's a giant crater, yeah.
Well, it always gets worse after the rains.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a giant crater here that I have to pass by a couple times a week.
There's just no excuse for a world-class city to have streets in this condition.
Do you have a pothole of the week, or you'd like to
well, sure.
circle back next week?
No, I'll come.
Okay, you find your favorite pothole, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be sort of close to. In the
Yeah,
same
well,
area.
I was just talking about this. So Mercury Street, as you come down, turns into Kearny Mesa Road. And somewhere right in here, there are some horrific potholes. Where's my little man?
You mentioned you mentioned Convoy Street.
Yeah, there was the one as you turn left onto Convoy that's a sneaker. It's not that big. It's not that big a pothole, but it's deep and your tire gets right into it. And I'll bet you it's probably not visible in this.
Yeah, it's probably a similar thing.
But
where it looks like the road looks like it's about to crumble.
Yeah,
but
it's right
not.
around here.
Yeah.
But
this says July 2022 on what you just clicked on, and
interesting.
that would make sense because that wasn't
looks-
quite.
my pothole of the week is going to be right over here. And again, this is just it just looks way too good.
Yeah, it hadn't happened yet.
Oh, look, okay, so.
Oh, it's a pothole waiting to happen.
As you come through here, you can see, I mean, okay, so when is this image? Oh, January.
It says 2025, but I don't believe that.
Well, you can see all these see all these repairs here. I mean, now all these repairs have come unglued, and it's just one pothole after another, and it's pothole repair on top of pothole repair, and yeah, see, like all of these have gotten so much worse. You can't even drive in the lane. You have to either drive in between the two lanes or sort of in the center lane. But yeah, my pothole of the week is going to be right in here by whatever this strip club is.
That's a good one. How do you know that? There's no sign.
Look at it. I've driven by it.
That's the candy shop, right?
Yes. Okay. And I know that because we drive by here.
We've never been there. Just to be clear, we've never been to this particular location.
I drive by this location to drop somebody off at school a couple of.
Okay, and if you zoom in, you can see the sign. And I'd never seen the sign. Okay.
Yes. It's a strip club, and I know that because I drive by it all the time.
Right. We haven't been in there. We probably won't go in this week, but anyway, there's a lot of potholes. And if you are watching, let us know in the comments which is your favorite pothole of the week.
And then, of course, Montgomery Field is right here. They have no potholes. And very active general aviation airport.
Yes.
Okay. Proceed.
All right, let's talk about La Jolla, where they're trying to secede from the city. Now, you know a lot more about this than I do, since you're actually an elected city official. I used to be, but not anymore. And now you can go ahead and to talk about this.
Currently,
I'll just put this up. So.
La Jolla is 1,000 signatures short of getting this onto the ballot to allow them to secede from San Diego.
They want to be their own city.
They do, and they have worked for many years, the people who are behind this movement. And I and several of the other community planning board chair people in this particular district met with the La Jolla people a couple of weeks ago to hear what they were up to and what the reasoning was and how they were doing and so forth.
How y'all doing?
Because, excuse me, there is definitely an undercurrent around here wanting to do the same thing. I have stated my opinion in that I don't believe this is a worthwhile thing to pursue. It's never going to happen. It's just too complicated to pull City Council District 5 or other parts of San Diego away from each other. Just immensely challenging, highlighted by the fact that with all of this effort, Trace Wilson, this is the guy we met with.
Okay.
Yeah, he's exactly my age.
He's also wearing Ray-Ban sunglasses, which is my preferred brand of sunglasses. So
well, we
have that in common.
He's a big fancy guy from La Jolla.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, we both like the same brand of sunglasses. Right. So.
My point being, if they can't do it in La Jolla, there's no way that San Diego North will ever come to be. But it is interesting. Oh, that's Diane Kane. I know her too.
Do you know that lady?
No.
I don't know what brand of sunglasses she's wearing.
I don't know.
They could be Ray-Bans.
Yeah, Diane Kane. Right? See, I told you. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it's. I wish La Jolla well, and I understand their reasoning for wanting to be separate from the city of San Diego. They want to control their own destiny as a city, and as a part of a larger city, they sort of get ignored and cast aside. And you would think, well, there's all sorts of money in La Jolla. Well, actually, the administration of La Jolla is actually kind of a wash for the city of San Diego. Even with all the tourist dollars that come in, San Diego basically breaks even on La Jolla. And so they want to be their own thing. They want to do their own future planning and so on and so forth. And I understand that.
Wear their own Ray-Ban sunglasses.
They want to wear their own clothes and pay their own bills. Mm-hmm. And La Jolla would be, I won't say it would be easy, but easier than peeling off a big chunk of North San Diego because, we've got reservoirs and fire stations and all sorts of stuff,
stuff.
all sorts of infrastructure that the city of San Diego needs. La Jolla has ancient infrastructure, which I believe the city of San Diego would probably benefit from getting rid of that responsibility. But in any event,
Do you know this guy, Dan Plante?
no,
from Hard Rock?
I don't know Dan Plante.
Or Plant.
I think it's plant. I think it's a silent E. Okay. Anyway, I don't think that San Diego North is ever going to happen, and La Jolla is 1,000 signatures away.
Do you think those are Ray-Ban glasses he's wearing?
They could be. They look like it. Yeah, they do look like it. Anyway, I've said my piece.
All right, well, I know we've said this before too, but I don't understand how La Jolla isn't already its own city, because our kids were born in La Jolla at Scripps Memorial, and their birth certificates say that they were born in La Jolla.
They do.
So if it's not a city, why does it say that on their birth certificates? I don't know.
It's a good question.
But I think we probably talked about this enough tonight, so we'll revisit later.
I think the horse is dead and we continue to flog it.
Well, that's what we do here.
Yes, it is.
Let's get into restaurant closures this week.
Ooh.
Do you want to look at the health department inspection reports and see who's been closed down this week? All right. Okay, so here's the map. Let me just bring this down a little bit here so we're not in the way so much. Now, so Jack in the Box, yada, yada, yada. The one that kind of stuck out to me was Chin's in Escondido.
Boy.
Now, we like Chin's. There's a few Chin's location, and that's a San Diego Chinese institution.
It is,
really
and it's
enjoyed
expensive
that.
too.
Yeah, it's not cheap to eat at Chin's.
No way.
They've got locations in Del Mar, Vista, apparently Escondido, and a bunch of other places as well. Well, the one in Escondido got shut down. And I always say this, but I'm going to say it again. We're not judging. Things happen. We're just reporting the news.
Sometimes you have rats.
Yeah, sometimes you have vermin, and sometimes a lot of them. We're going to get back to exactly what happened and when and why. But let's just go down the list here. Okay, Sushi Hana, Carmel Mountain Road. That's in PQ.
Oh, boy.
Over by the Stater
I've eaten there.
Brothers.
I've eaten there.
Well, maybe you should, take a break for a minute.
Yeah.
Mira Mesa Boulevard, Sushi Spot, Lemon Grove Thai Place, Hong Kong Restaurant, 92103, Pacifica Breeze, another Jack in the Box. Okay. Thai Sea Rolls in National City, and a taco shop in Chula Vista.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let's go back to Chin's in Escondido, because that's the one that, we like Chin's, whatever location. But let's see what kind of trouble they had. All right, so, yeah, okay. March 17th, which is just a few days ago.
Monday, yeah.
Yeah, they had a
Re-inspection.
And okay, let's go back. Okay.
Routine inspection on the 7/1, February 27.
Yeah, right, okay, so where's the one ordered closed, 3/17.
Mm-hmm.
Sewage disposal, minor, vermin, major. Now this seems to be the most common problem that is shutting restaurants down recently is vermin. I think it's rats. There's been a lot of rats around lately. Also,
would that be? I was going to say cockroaches.
Cockroaches and rats. Yeah. Non-food contact surfaces, ventilation and lighting, vermin proofing. Anyway, they ordered them closed on the 17th. They came back on the 20th. Still had problems. Major vermin, major other problems, and they're still closed.
Yikes.
So I don't know. We'll check back next week. But Chin's. Come on, folks. We love Chin's. We love your food. You're kind of expensive.
Walnut shrimp.
Yeah, we don't want this kind of trouble. So please get it together. Take this as a wake-up call. Don't let us see this kind of trouble again because
we'll talk about it.
Well, okay. All right. In other news, let's go to where are we going?
Cheeto shaped like Pokemon.
New York, where a Cheeto shaped like a Pokemon is sold for $87,000 at an auction.
But it just looks like a deformed Cheeto.
I'm not a Pokemon fan, but apparently it's been a thing that's been going on for a long time.
Apparently.
And there's a Pokemon called, I don't know if it's called, here, how would you pronounce this?
Charizard.
Charizard.
Yeah,
Charizard. Okay,
yeah.
it's like a lizard that's charred.
Yeah. And that's what this
And there's
Cheeto
a
looks like.
Cheeto that came out that looked for it, and it looked like it, and it sold in an auction for $87,000.
Okay.
Flamin' Hot Cheeto. I don't know. They put it in a case. Let's look at the Charizard or whatever. The cards, because Pokemon cards, I guess, are how you make money off these things. So there's lots of iterations of it. Let's see if we can. Does this look like the Cheeto?
Not at all. I mean, maybe, sort of.
Okay, this one kind of. Let's go back here. Let's compare these two.
I mean, all right.
For $87,000, though?
Yeah, somebody's got too much. I mean, that's God's way of telling this person they have too much money.
Maybe this one here. Let's compare these two.
If you got $87,000 to burn on a Cheeto, I mean, come on. That's ridiculous.
It's probably stale, too.
Especially a flaming hot Cheeto.
Yeah. I have actually never tried one.
I haven't either. They just, I don't know. To me, a Cheeto is a Cheeto. It's cheese. Why does it have to be flaming hot? But
well, some people like them, and that's okay. But to pay $87,000 for one that's shaped like a Pokemon,
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm going to try not to go on a rant about this because I went on a rant last week about the whole St. Patty's Day thing. And, you know, I'm it doesn't matter. You want to call it St. Patty's Day or St. Patty's Day, I don't care. You're good with me.
All right.
I'm here to declare it's all good.
Everybody's cool.
Everybody's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. I went on too long last week about it.
Well, did you have anything else that you wanted to talk about this evening?
No, I'm hungry. We need to find dinner. And because we had friends over, I didn't prepare anything.
Should we talk about the friends just a little bit?
All right.
Our friend that came by was Marnie von Wilpert, who is a current city council member.
Yes.
And is running for state senate, and we
Yes.
totally support her. She's very progressive and inclusive and
Just an awesome person, yes.
Just a real person.
One of her staffers, Kyrie, is also a
Yeah.
friend of ours.
Yeah.
She was not here in a political capacity.
No,
though.
we
We're
just-
friends.
Yeah.
And so that was fun to have her. It's
So
always it's hard to get time with her because she's just so damn busy, and every minute has to be filled with something. But it was, I think, fun for us and nice for her to be able to come somewhere where there wasn't any pressure to make a speech or win anybody over.
We watched the Eagles. We watched
did.
the live cam of the Eagles.
And she told us a very moving story that she told us, and we shared some time together.
We're happy to support Marnie in her bid for state senate, and we hope that everyone, many of our other friends, do as well.
Yes, and I mean, I will support a politician based on who they are, almost more than who they are more than what they do almost. If you're a good person,
well, those are kind of tied together.
They are, but I mean, I support people who are good people and good to other people.
Yes.
And they don't always agree with everything. I've certainly had my policy differences with her and with others, but at the end of the day, if you're a good person, you're a good person.
All right. Well, are we ready for our happy weekend message?
Happy weekend, everybody.
Thanks for stopping by. Happy weekend. Hope you all have a great weekend.
It's going to be sunny.
Check out the Eagles on the live cam, Big Bear live cam.
And if you want chins, don't go to the Escondido location. They're closed.
Maybe go to Vista or Rancho Bernardo, or just wait it out for a bit.
There's no way the one in Del Mar has vermin. Come on.
I don't know.
Maybe it does.
You don't think there's vermin in Del Mar?
I don't know.
I hope not.
That's high rent district for rats.
All right, folks. Well, thank you all for stopping by, and we'll see you all later.
See ya.